Should you buy a $2,000 guitar? This is IkeGuitar. Let's talk about it. What's going on, guys? IkeGuitar here. Today, we're going to be talking about this very special to me $2,000 Telecaster that I got from the boys at Rust Guitars. But it begs the question, should you guys be spending your good money on a $2,000 instrument? Let's dive right in. So just to give you guys an idea of what this guitar is all about, this guitar is a seafoam green guitar from the boys at Rust Guitars. It features a rosewood neck, clay dot inlays, some gorgeous fretwork, and also includes what looks like a roasted maple, but it's pretty much just standard maple. And then our pickups are Lindy Fralene pickups, voiced for Telecaster. And for our electronics, they're a little bit different. We've got our main volume pot, of course, but I've got a little bit of a mod in here that when I flip this tone control knob, it's going to give me a really distinct P90-like voicing. I'll show you guys in just a second. Now guys, I know you're probably wondering, John, what's the next guitar you're gonna get? Guys, I have my eyes on a gorgeous Gibson ES335 or maybe a beautiful Duesenberg. I don't know quite yet, but here's the thing, guys, I can't get that guitar unless I get subscribers. Make sure you subscribe below. You're my only hope to getting a gorgeous new guitar, and I'll even play it on the channel. I mean, you think this is great? Wait until I get another guitar. You'll be so impressed, and you could be the reason why I get one. So make sure you subscribe down below. So when it comes to Telecasters, you can really get a really decent Telecaster for the price. You can get a really great Telecaster, a Squier Affinity Telecaster that I've featured on this channel before, for about 200 bucks. In fact, I have a whole video comparing these two guitars. You'll be sure to want to check that out in the description below. But when it comes to buying Telecasters, nothing beats a solid instrument. Things that make this guitar more expensive over a generic Chinese-made or other import guitar is that this guitar is made in America, of course, by builders who build guitars for a living, but it features a fully nitro body, fully nitroed neck, actual rosewood fretboards, and it offers me a host of premium electronics that most builders don't give me right out of the box. What this guitar features above everyone else is that it does have Lindy Fralene pickups. Lindy Fralene is a really cool builder. He makes guitar pickups across all kinds of genres, and they all sound amazing. But other cool things I like about this guitar is the guitar is slightly aged. You might be able to see some of the actual lines from the curing process here. That is called checking. It happens with all nitro-based guitars. Over time, guitars tend to expand and contract with the weather, and because wood is a living, breathing thing, it tends to warp the paint if the nitro is applied to it. Most polyurethane finishes are a whole lot cheaper than nitro. The difference between a polyurethane finish and a nitro cellulose finish is that polyurethane tends to cocoon the guitar, encasing it rock solid. No amount of weather is going to warp that guitar. But nitro cellulose, because it allows room to breathe, it's a more natural of a finish. And so it does get affected by the weather, but your tone is always full sounding. Now the actual differences sonically with a nitro body and a poly body are up for debate. You're probably not going to hear a super duper difference, but I know for me when playing on the road or playing live gigs, nitro does feel way different, and I love the feel of a nitro body under my fingertips. The other cool thing about all the electronics and such is that all of the hardware, it's also premium grade metal, all sourced in America. That's why I'm paying a premium on this guitar. But what I love most about this guitar isn't the pickups, it isn't this gorgeous color, it's that it stays in tune. I know, it's funny that I say these kind of things, but staying in tune is such a big deal. I literally took this guitar off the shelf after being on my wall for about 2.5 weeks when playing other guitars. You know how it goes, and this guitar is perfectly in tune. Now, is buying a $2,000 guitar worth it? Well, it depends on how much you're into guitar. For most hobbyist players, you're not really going to need a guitar that's $2,000 or more. And in fact, some would say it's kind of vain buying a guitar for that kind of money. I mean, that's pretty much a payment on it's pretty much your mortgage, or it's, a payment on your car or whatever. But what I love about this $2,000 guitar is that it's not going anywhere. I plan on keeping this guitar for the rest of my life, and that is totally different than buying a guitar with the hopes that you'll trade it to someone else or maybe sell it off in the future to pay off some debts you've already incurred from your gear acquisition syndrome. No, this guitar is going to be in my family for an extremely long time. What I love about this guitar is that I look forward to passing this down to my kids, my grandchildren, to have a guitar that I can say, you know what, I dreamt of this guitar, I had it made for myself, just for me. I can pass it down and kind of give my kids a legacy to remember me by when I go. I know you guys have those relatives when you're like, why did you sell that gorgeous guitar and not give it to me? Or how come none of my family members had any guitars? I mean, isn't it ironic? I come from a family that does not play guitar a lick. I mean, just my cousin and I play guitar, really. And the ironic part is that we have all this vintage gear from, the farming world, the agricultural world, but we don't have a 1950s Les Paul or a 1960s Stratocaster that would have been worth like 20 grand today. So might as well start now by getting a guitar that no one will want to buy in the future. Now, with all that joking aside, people really do judge you based on what's on your headstock. I'm not kidding you. Like, I've had a lot of people come up to me at a live gig at a bar, and they're like, why are you playing a Squire? And I'm like, the Squire sounds just fine for what I need it for, and I'm not taking my $2,000 axe out at some local dive to get ruined or smell like smoke when I come back. So people do look at your headstock, they do look at your guitar, and they do say, man, that guy's accomplished if he has a $1,000 guitar. But let me just tell you, guitars aren't like watches. Although guitars can be luxury items, the guitar has to fit your needs and your uses. If you're just buying a $2,000 guitar just to buy a guitar and say you have one that's expensive, that's a mistake. I think you need to have a guitar that's a decent amount of money, but it has to fit what you're doing with it. If you're just playing this guitar every once in a while and bringing it out for your local campfire session, or maybe you have a gig at church you go to once or twice a month, maybe a $2,000 instrument isn't for you. But I will say there's nothing quite like having an American-made instrument at this level of quality. You can just say, I've got one, it's awesome, and I'll play it until the day I die. Guys, it's been a ton of fun talking to you all about my Telecaster, $2,000. It was a lot of money, but it's been worth every penny. I love playing this thing. It's beautiful, it's gorgeous, and it means a lot to me personally. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. Have you been on the edge about buying an instrument worth tons of money? Let me know down below and give me your reasons why you would buy one. And if not, give me those reasons too. We don't just write off cheap ones. Cheap ones have a purpose too. Let me know down below what cheap guitar you're using. And of course, guys, we'll see you soon. Enjoy the channel, and we'll see you guys next time.